My very first, I've been listening to music since I was very, very small. First proper interaction I had with music was my dad took me to a Limp Bizkit concert when I was 8 years old and just threw me into the mosh pit. And so that was my very first taste of music, and that was incredible. It all started when I was about 13 and I was getting bullied at school, and I struggled a lot with my mental health. I ended up dropping out of school not long after I turned 13. Battled away until I was about 19, ended up having my first daughter. I had pretty severe postnatal depression. Got sorted, got past that, and then 6 years later had my second daughter and had even worse postnatal depression, but it was aimed towards my eldest, not the baby. And then that's when I realised that I needed some support. Got in touch with the mental health team who helped put me on different medications. And then as things progressed, I'm not sure whether things got worse in the community for me. Things just started going downhill and I ended up here.
The first day I met Chloe on the ward, she's come in, she was very low in mood, she was a bit anxious, a bit worried, and she was just trying to find her feet. She won't get out of her room much, she'd spend most of her time in her room.
When she initially came in, she wasn't well, so her confidence was very, very low.
It's so easy to just go into your room and lock the door and never come out. But you don't get better like that.
I used to go knock on the door, ask Chloe if she wants to come out. And then as soon as I started mentioning music, the music to empower, that's getting involved and everything, she latched on and she came into the social hub. I showed her the recording studios and stuff.
Chloe's come to us many times. She might have wrote a little paragraph. She'll come and she'll say, how does this sound? So we'll sit down with her, we'll listen to her, we'll give her opinion if she asks for it.
It's a way of escaping, but that's so important. And it's so important that you stick to what you love doing, especially when you're in hospital.
She's come in here, she's put headphones on, she started to express her feelings through music. There was a total change of where she was to where she's come. And now she's always asking to come into the social hub, always expressing music, making music in her room.
We can see a massive improvement in her.
I used to write poetry to give it to my friends or my parents as a way of expressing how I felt without actually telling them. It was easier for me to express it on paper, and I feel like they got it a lot more through poetry than I ever could explain. You know, I could explain it better through poetry than I could speaking to them.
So Chloe, although she always liked music, she didn't know it's a talent she had till she came here and explored it.
She just expresses her feelings while she's going through the emotions she's going through, like having a bad day. She'll just come onto the recording studio and let herself go a bit and just get out what she's feeling at the time, and it'll help her relax. And this is the perfect space for her to do it.
I just find it really therapeutic, and I still struggle to tell people how I feel. So writing it down is so much easier. You know, I've had people come to me, I've put poetry up on Facebook and things like that, and I've had people come to me and say, you don't know this, but a few months ago you put a poem up and that absolutely saved my life. It started one cold Wednesday morning. It was too much to take, and I wanted to end the morning of the person I once was or the person I could be. I hadn't decided. But the thought that followed landed me in hospital. I sat in a chair in the emergency department for 36 hours, screaming and shouting. They came to me later that day and said, pack up, you're being moved. I assumed within the hospital walls, but instead I was moving 80 miles north. Bradford is where I landed and Blossom Ward is where I called home. The staff were wonderful, the atmosphere was tense. The doctors told me I have EUPD, and now the rest of my life makes so much more sense. This isn't my first day in hospital, but I'm determined to make it the best.